Hi and welcome to this exciting episode of Fall in Love. You're watching Fall in Love with me, Cynthia. Well, people do have mysteries. They do have a lot of regrets in life. So possibly, if such things happen in your life, it's always good that you identify what your passion is, what your profession is, what exactly you love to do, what you want to do next. So that makes a huge difference in life. So think about what you can do next that can overall change the perspective of how you think. Well, why do I not feel good enough, even though there are a lot of things around me which I feel I'm happy with, but still I find something is lacking in my life? This is something which everybody or most of you all will be having in your life, right? So you think that you have everything, still there's something empty. It's not a person, it's not a thing, but there is something which is like empty. So if you can look into yourself, you'll understand what exactly is missing, because you are your healer. So if you identify what exactly the problem is, maybe it is some sort of loneliness, or it can be some sort of missing somebody, or anything. It can be anything in your life. If that one particular point, if you can pinpoint what exactly that is, then that makes a difference in your life. So if you have this problem of thinking that I do have everything, but I miss a lot of things around me, you have to look into yourself. You should not blame anybody else for that, but you should blame yourself for that. Like what I said, this missing part is there, but still people will find that your neighbor or your friend is winning ahead rather than what you are doing. Maybe you are trying the same, but you are not reaching in par with your friend or your colleague or your loved one. The reason why that is happening is because maybe your friend or the loved one who are very close to you are knocking more doors than you do. So maybe possibly he's sending a lot of resumes to different companies, or maybe he's knocking a lot of doors where he can find happiness, or probably he hangs out with a lot of other friends where he can find some sort of satisfaction. And you are being idle at home thinking, what next? Why am I not being like him or her? So that is something which you have to look into, because when somebody else is going far ahead beyond you, when you're near one or loved one, sit back and just identify that person and observe that person, what exactly he is doing in his life, or maybe you can get some sort of tips from that, and then you can also do the same way what he is doing. That can bring some sort of happiness in your life. So what I'm trying to convey to you all is that do not take things very personally, because at times when you take things personally, the emotions that you have will be in a different mood. So you won't be able to think, you won't be able to come into a proper conclusion, you wouldn't have any idea about what is happening around. So this is all because you think or you take that issue or the matter very personally. So it's advisable, don't take all the issues around you very personally. It is good that think in the opposite way. Well, how do you deal with family that hurts you? Now, all families are not the same. I wouldn't say that the entire world or the entire country is happy because their family is happy. No, there are people who have a very good family but still do not have that so-called happiness in the family because of various reasons. Probably the husband or the wife is not happy in their life, or they are not in good terms with their children. So all these things will affect the so-called factor love. So if you find a lot of problems in your house or in your family, it's always advisable that you show some sort of empathy. Your father or your mother might be angry at you for various other reasons, because they do have a lot of personal reasons as well. So do have empathy, identify, or you have to get into their shoes and understand what exactly your father or mother is going through. Likewise, it be in a relationship, if your loved one is totally like a haywire thinking person, then you should get into his shoes and think what exactly is wrong with him, and then you will understand what you can do about it. So stay back, don't be with them or think like what they are thinking. It's always good, think beyond what they are thinking, and you will understand what exactly their problem is. This is something which most of the people advise around. Even if you go to a psychologist or meet somebody, this is something which they advise. Do not think the way they are thinking. Always good that you think the opposite way that they are thinking. That makes a difference. Getting ghosted in a relationship is the worst thing that can happen to anybody. Now, being ghosted is a situation where somebody leaves you and go like without saying anything. One fine morning you happen to hear that he's away or he has left you and gone. So the reason for that person to leave you and go is what we normally term as ghosted. So for those people who leave your loved ones for no reason and leave this place, I would advise you all to get the closure. Now, closure in simple ways, I would say that you just have to communicate, send a message, this is the reason why I'm leaving, or rather you can send a mail or write a letter, or just inform his or her dear ones that this is the reason I'm leaving. Because if you don't do that, the problem is this person will keep on waiting for you for the entire life, or probably in a very messy situation. So don't allow anybody to do that to you. So it's always get a closure and then move ahead. Well, a lot of people have a lot of questions in their mind, thinking why this, why not me, why always me, why, a lot of questions like why, what, how, when, and this is something which everybody have in their life, right? So I would advise everybody that if you do have questions like this, think for yourself. That's the only solution that you can have. If you can't think, then get advice from people outside. Well, we are going to wind up today's episode of Fall in Love. We'll be coming back with yet another beautiful episode. Till we meet again, it's Cynthia signing off. Bye-bye.